What's going on, guys? Alright, this is going to be a how-to video, or a what not to do video, for 3D Dot Heroes. Now, I want to start, and this is actually here for the people who haven't played A Link to the Past, who don't understand or don't know about Zelda's history. Yes, those people are out there. You don't have to say who you are. I don't care. Not gonna pick on you, nothing. But basically, when Zelda 2 came out, Zelda 2 came out after the success of Zelda 1, what Zelda 1 was. Zelda 2 came out, and it was also, we all know by now, it was a ploy with Nintendo and their magazine to get people to subscribe to their magazine. There were hints and stuff put in the game that you could only use in the magazine because there was not internet back then. Wow, talking about non-internet days. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, was made this exact same way. Konami got a boost for making their game need, people who are playing the game need Nintendo power to figure those things out. So, when Zelda 3 came along, A Link to the Past, it went back to the original roots. They tried something different with Zelda 2 because of the different styles that were out for the NES at the time and the Famicom. But when Zelda 3 came along, they were able to go back and do exactly what they wanted to and make that grand original Zelda game again. On that same note, there were strategy guides by then, by the early 90s by then, that you could buy for games. So you could theoretically go buy a strategy guide for a game and read along and play it. I don't remember doing that too much. The only strategy guides I bought were, of course, Final Fantasy III, a couple of Breath of Fires and whatnot. But I didn't buy any of those. I never needed one for Zelda. Zelda Link to the Past was made for players to be able to sit down and theoretically adventure all day long. There was no need or reason to look up any strategy guides or look up how to do things because one could theoretically just figure it out on their own by memorization, by knowing what items you have, what those items do, and when you can use them. Obviously, these things have these elements have evolved into gameplays and games today that are so highly advanced, like World of Warcraft and whatnot, that most of us can accomplish and play those games masterfully because of the things we learned 10, 15 years ago playing those original platformers. Anyways, what I'm getting at is Zelda Link to the Past, it was a game about just adventure, go out in the land and just search things. There's no 2D level, overhead view. There's just one view of the land and you go around and adventure things. 3D Dot Heroes is set up to do that exact same thing. So therefore what I'm trying to say is when you play 3D Dot Heroes, don't look, if you need to ask for help, ask somebody on YouTube, or better yet, just explore on your own. I'm not going to look up anything for this game. I would recommend not looking up anything. If you get to the desert level, you can't figure out how to ride the little slidey paths, the sand, with the sand moves, just try to think a little bit and look for obstacles that are set up in there. And try to think what would be the most logical path. Things are pretty easy in the game if you don't think they're too complicated. So, when you're playing 3D Dot Heroes, like I said, you're going to want to play this game just like it was Link to the Past. If you don't know what that means, basically what I've been saying is, don't spoil it for yourself. Go and adventure. I spent probably 3 or 4 hours after the second temple. Let's see. Got the first temple done, got the second temple done. Then I spent a good, 3, 4, maybe more than that, hours just running around trying to figure out how to get down to the desert temple. Plus I was checking all the land, seeing what I could do. Every time you beat a temple, you're going to unlock something that's going to let you explore further into the land. So if you check out all that land, you might notice a bomb crack here, or a place where you can use your wire chain to get across there. you're going to want to remember all those places, because you're going to come back to all those places once you get those items that'll let you do it. And also, what that also means is, when you beat a dungeon, one should go and explore the land again. Get powered up, find little things here and there. There's so much secrets in this game. You know, wells are back for throwing money in like there were in Zelda. And they're not scams either. So there's ways to get things in this game that you would otherwise pay 1,000 or 2,000 gold for in this game. If you like grinding for the gold, get the gold. But there are easier ways to do things, and that comes from exploration and just remembering everything. Yes, you're not going to run around every square of this game like we did as kids in Zelda 1 with bombs trying to blow up holes in every single wall. You pretty much know where the bomb holes are in this game on that aspect, and you can blow up boulders at some point, but those boulders are usually only the boulders in paths. So I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile going around, you know, all those hours like we did just collecting bombs and setting them in every little square of a wall to try to blow up something. And I know that you all did that as a kid, because I did it too, and it was so fun when you found something for yourself in that game and, you know, none of your friends knew about it. So there's so much reward, and this game has the same rewards. You know, you go around, you find something that you didn't think was there before, and you know, it's all about just memorizing where things are and going back and finding those things when you get the appropriate items. So you're gonna come up. I had a friend ask me, you know, what about that extra room I can't get to in the dungeon? Well, the way I address a situation like that in this game is, I figure that along down the line somewhere, I am going to be able to have access to those areas. So that's one of the key things you got to do when you approach a game like this. If you haven't played a Zelda, A Link to the Past, or even the first Zelda, you have to realize that you're going to get an item along the way eventually, at one point or another in the game, usually after the dungeons, that's going to help you explore the map further and further. So it's all about exploration of the map. Some might say, seriously, that's it? That's how big the map is? When you got to cover this thing and memorize it, you're still going to have a good 2 weeks of doing it. So people might say, oh, well, look at the map on Just Cause 2. Well, it's not even the same type of game. Just Cause 2, you don't need to remember where anything is. That was made so you can just go off in any corner and just blow things up. This game is to remember every corner and then go back to those areas when you have appropriate items. So yeah, it's a pretty big map when you gotta figure things out. And I haven't even been up to the mountains or anything yet. So. But yeah, if you guys are playing this game, I hope you're having a great time playing it, as I am. Like I said, you know, it did take me a minute to find those to figure out these things. But I did eventually, and it was pretty simple after I did. It pretty much just guides you along. So, you know, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Go out there and figure it out yourself. But my biggest, just basically why I made this video is to tell you guys, don't go online for strategy guides. I've looked to see what strategy guides are out there, have not read them. There's not even one, or there was one in revision on GameFAQs, GameStop's website. So, yeah, there's not a lot of people making strategy guides for this, but there are going to be people who want to and who do. Will anybody seriously playing this game for nostalgic reasons read those strategy guides? Probably not till we're done beating the game completely and see what we missed. And I guess I can only hope that there's a B game in this like Zelda when I beat it, but probably not. But yeah, so just use those little hints and stuff, and I hope you guys just have a lot of fun with this game. But yeah, don't spoil it for yourself, and just discover and explore for yourself. Get out there, find things, and you'll remember this game, you know, for a long time probably. So, have fun, guys. Peace.